Welcome to kcheebplays, Workers and Resources, Soviet Republic. Let's get started. Christoph and Ulyov were waiting for Kailinka to join them so they could start their strategy session. Ulyov remarked, "It's so unlike Kailinka to be late for a meeting. She lives for these sessions." Christoph replied, "She and Ludmila are going over the tourism plans again. We've been over them 100 times. It's all there." Ulyov chuckled and said, "I know. It's an almost constant conversation with Ludmila about it. She gets started and there's no stopping her." "Speaking of the tourism area," Christoph said, "I wonder if they know how close the bauxite reserve is to their dream." "I thought it was on the other side of the river," Ulyov questioned. "It is," replied Christoph, "right on the other side of the river. Within eyesight, to be honest. Can't believe they'll want the tourists overlooking a large bauxite mine. This could get tricky." Just then, Kailinka opened the meeting room door, walked in, and apologized for being late. Once Ludmila gets started on the tourism area, there's just no stopping her. Christoph and Ulyov burst into laughter. Kailinka stood there staring at them. Christoph recovered first and said, "Kailinka, you echoed exactly what Ulyov was just talking about. Sorry if we startled you, it was just too funny." "Well," Kailinka retorted, "we discovered a small gap in services. Seems we've overlooked fire and police coverage. How do we keep missing these details? You'd think after all the cities we built, we'd know what needs to happen. At least we caught it now and not as we watched one of the hotels burn down." "I'll get Clarence on it," Kailinka said. Good, Christoph said. "We're discovering the shortcomings sooner. Isn't that progress?" "I suppose," Kailinka replied. Christoph continued, "Something you should know about our next major project, Kailinka. The bauxite mine is quite close to the tourism area and will likely be a bit of an eyesore for the tourists. There are other deposits of bauxite we could target. In fact, there's one just around the mountain range from our new farms area. Wouldn't be too difficult to get to." Kailinka sighed. "There's been a lot of that lately." "Yes, Christoph, I know. I think we can keep the profile of the mines hidden from the resort. That could drive costs up. We'll need to move a lot of dirt, rock, and then weave the rail through the passes. Let's keep the second site in mind. After all, we're a few years away from realizing that project." It was then that Ulyov jumped in. "If we're into brainstorming, I'd like to suggest building a full-sized oil refinery. I think I have a site we can work with, and with our unemployment numbers as high as they are, I've no doubt we can supply the workers." "Go on," Christoph said. "We can locate it to the south and east of the oil storages and make use of the nearby train loading stations for distribution. All we'd need to build is the refinery, a passenger train station, and 2 storages. Not a huge investment, and it will allow us to stop importing fuel and up our exports of bitumen. And if we do it properly, we could even plan on another liquids export harbor." Kailinka excitedly replied, "I like that idea a lot, Ulyov. Why don't you talk to Clarence about it and work out the details, if you're good with it, Christoph?" "I am," he said, "but I would like to see the plans before we commit." Kailinka then said, "I've been mulling over the idea of building our own alcohol supply, and I think I've landed on a good solution. We turn the Bramsky area food and meat processing plants into a winery, brewery, and distilling center. We have all the crops we'll need, and the workforce is built in." "That sounds very doable," Christoph said. "Great idea, Kailinka. And if we do run into food issues, we have the other food factory that we can build and fill the gap." Ulyov agreed and said, "Clarence is going to be busy. We'll need to reserve him a spot at Hotel Famous before opening weekend. I think he's earned it." With that, the trio packed up their briefcases and headed towards Clarence's office. Hi, Cheeb or Clarence here. Just got finished with my meeting with the trio, and we've got a few things to deal with. There's a couple other things that didn't make it into the story that I just wanted to cut it short, but we're going to work on getting our supply of mechanical components using that instead of importing, and then also this should work out getting workers in here so that we can start producing the plastics and exporting them, actually using them for down here at the dry dock, and then exporting so we can stop doing the imports of those as well. And so there's a couple other things. I should probably let this run. Our next ship is ready to go and start exporting for us, and now I think it's time that we get going on building an oil tanker. So we'll get that one started. About the same amount of, well, maybe quite a bit less, only 51,000 work days. So I'll get that one started. I don't know which color I want to pick. Not particularly relevant. That looks interesting. Green, oil and green. How well does that go together? Anyways, we'll get that started, and I think we've got it set. Yeah, stop after. So we'll build one or two of those, and we should put this one into commission. I gotta remind myself what we're exporting here. Looks like it's the coal, so I'm gonna set this one to do gravel. Basically the same kind of scenario, except I think we're going Soviet with this one. Stop here and export. No, I think we'll go Western. We need the money from the Western world, and we're doing okay here on rubles, so we'll go there. Tell it to start. Tell it to start. Okay, so... Oh. I built that one already? Wow. That's not cool. I didn't realize I was building this one. I assumed I was building. That's funny. The second ship for aggregate export. So that's interesting. Guess we'll be starting on this area sooner than I thought, and sooner than Christoph, Kailinka, and Uliov thought. Anyways, I'm just going to move this out of the way for the time being. Actually, can just sit there. I don't think it's going to let me delete these destinations. It's actually not even going to let me do these because I don't have anything to export there. So, yeah, we'll just run with that for the time being and get the other stuff going. So let's get our mechanical stuff sorted out. Okay, so what's happening here, I believe, is our supply. That's the export one. Our supply is loading from the border mechanical goods. And I'm going to turn that, our mechanical components, and I'm going to turn that off. And I've only got one more task, so that's interesting. Kind of max that out. May have to revisit that at some point. I'm going to say go here and load the mechanical components for distribution. So that should end our reliance on the border for that. And something else that we need to get dealt with is the construction of everything else over here for the farming, because I'd really like this to be in running order, yeah, finished. For next planting season. So we'll have to get that dealt with. It's got one more piece of road there, and a few more up this way, but should be able to get that stuff all dealt with without too much of an issue. So there's those two things, and our ship is going. I'm gonna tell him to, I don't know if I can tell him to stop or not. We gotta figure something out. That's not a depot. Okay, now I gotta remember how to do this. I think what you do, just gonna pause it for a second, is you create a buoy. And I'll try to put this in a bit of an out-of-the-way place. It's not a whole lot of traffic here. See, I can delete at least 2 stops. Tell him to go to the boy. Move to that stop. I think this is how it works. Yeah, he's going to turn that way. And then I can just... Oh, I think because I've got these set up. Well, just turn off any loading and unloading for the time being and see where he ends up going. Yeah, I'm going to delete that stop. Hopefully he doesn't run back and forth between these 2 stops. That would be kind of annoying. Till I get that all sorted out. I'm certainly not going to sell it. Maybe what I can do is say load oil and wait until loaded. He'll never be loaded and he'll just sit there. I think that's probably the the only way out of it for me here. Fun and games. Right, so we've got our components. Let's go check to see if we've got workers in here. Yes, we do. Excellent. And oh, yeah, there's definitely, wow, lots of plastics. So I'm going to check on what we have for, this is the supply. And if I'm not mistaken, and I probably am, from the border, they were picking up plastics. Or not. This is distribution, yeah. What was I doing? Where were the plastics coming from? Probably a guess that I'm wrong on. What was it, Denega? Yes, okay. So I can turn the plastics off from there and tell them to get plastics from here. That should work. Unless it's so far down the list there. Priority isn't high enough. Yeah, we're doing okay here for workers. I think those 3 trains are probably enough. We just need to keep a bit of an eye on all that stuff. I'm going to let the, unless we're done here with, no, we're definitely not done with our rail. I think there's some electrification going on, and then also the 2, well, one of the bridges is built. Get the second one built. And our turnaround so we can finish this section off here. So that's all good. Got 4 of them going, 4 builders and 4 jobs in progress. So that's good there. So the next things are to get this road dealt with. And they've picked that one up already, so that's interesting. I don't remember assigning it, but I could have. At any rate, that's going to take a lot of gravel, so that's going to be, might have to put a hold on that. Yeah. Might have to. We'll see. Because I can't get the helicopters in here, so yeah, they won't reach for some some reason. I thought there's enough space, as much space as there was over here, but it wouldn't let me select them. So anyways, that stuff should wrap up pretty quickly. And I'm gonna have to, okay, let's go check out what Kalinka was talking about over here. So this area, in terms of food and whatnot, was you know, it was a fine small setup for just supplying here, but quickly became outmatched in terms of being able to supply more than one city with food. So that was really why we ended up building this area here. And then I mentioned in the story was that this one hasn't been built yet, and it will you know, necessitate more fields being needed, most definitely. But that's not the end of the world. There's still a little bit more space that we can steal out in this area to probably throw another farm in, or even you know, anyways, there's plenty of space around to deal with. And if I have to terraform, I'm not shy about doing that, just to try to get some of the bigger bumps out of the way to make an area big enough to make a farm that's worthwhile. So anyways, getting sidetracked. This game hardly ever does that. So basically what I'm likely going to do is get rid of, I mean, these aren't, you know, if I'm only going to be bringing alcohol in, this is probably not a bad one. You know, it's 100 tons. That's not that much. This one for alcohol is only 48 tons, not really useful. So this is going to go away. Our chicken huts are going away, and the food factory as well. So spit it out. The distribution here is not bad because we bring crops to both of them. And if we're going to have 3 buildings, I should actually show you the 3 buildings that I'm looking at building. Where is alcohol? I was going to do just in, you know, I know they all make alcohol, so it's no big deal. But I mean, there's a vodka factory. Then we can pick any one of these breweries. They all produce about the same. It's just a matter of which one we want to build. And then you know, this is another distillery, although the production's quite a bit more than I think we're going to need for that. But what I was wanting to do is put that vineyard in as well, because I like kind of, you know, like the idea of having, you know, wine, beer, and vodka. So they're all producing the same thing, but it's maybe somewhat of a romantic notion, I guess. I don't know. This just requires workers. I don't know if you consider that cheaty or not, but it takes up a fair amount of space, and it's not exactly producing that much, but it can make quote unquote wine for us. So I think that's a pretty reasonable thing. Then in combination with you know, the vodka, which is 1 ton of alcohol a day. This is 1, so we're 1.5, and then one of these breweries is 2.3. So we're, you know, 4.3 tons. Whereas if we had just this one, that's 6 tons. It's probably not cheaty, except for the amount of crops that we'll be using, like taken as a whole. So that's how I'm justifying it, and I'm just running with it. So that's what's going to happen here, and I think I can feed the three of them, fit them in here somehow or another. To I could even go with Rob's Brewery. This is the only thing that I was a little bit leery of is this is a little bit of a larger building, so I'm not 100% sure how that's going to work out. At any rate, I'll make that call when it comes time to dealing with that. So, you know, the other option could be putting down a couple of these breweries. 2.3. This is a distillery, and then an expansion. So So yeah, we'll go with the three of them. Yeah, I think I'm gonna slip into a little bit of a time lapse while I do this. I don't know if it interests you that much in terms of watching me fiddle fart with things, but that's what we're gonna do. So we'll see you in, I don't know, 15 or so minutes while I get this area sorted out, and then we'll jump over into the oil world. So see you in a bit. Right, well, I think that's enough of a time lapse, and I'm driving myself crazy with trying to get square pegs in round holes. The issue I'm fighting with is when I have the three and overlapping them and not having a road connection to them. I don't know. I know I can build it with helicopters, but I'm not 100% sure if I have helicopter fire coverage in this area. Quite sure I don't. So I'm trying to figure out a way to make that happen. Ultimately, what I'd really like to have is just one warehouse that we can pick up the alcohol from. Maybe that's what I'm fighting with here. But even still, as soon as I have two connections on one side, like if I try to put a warehouse over here and the two factories, I'm immediately blocking myself in, unless I do some kind of janky bridge or something like that, which I'm not overly keen on doing. I don't like, I mean, I know I can do it. I don't really like that kind of unrealism, so to speak. I mean, you can do it in the game, fair. If you want to do it. I'm not gonna criticize you for doing it. It's just something that I prefer not to do. So I need to wrap my head around what exactly I can do with this, where I've got the two connections, and maybe the other option is just to put a third warehouse for crops in here. That's still gonna leave me in the same situation where I can't get a road out. I don't know why my brain's fighting me on this one. Should be able to come up with a reasonable solution, but it's not forthcoming at this point. So, no, maybe I'll fight it just for a second here. Maybe I can talk my way through it. And it was stone or brick. I don't know. No problem getting this, getting this connected to there. It's the problem of getting across all the factory connections that we need. And maybe it's a matter of using forklifts to shuttle alcohol around. It's not a particularly high volume situation, so maybe that's the way to go. And then I can have the road crossings on the factory connections, and have the forklifts running around. Does create a little bit of action and movement. I think I'm gonna try that. Okay, so if I put one larger warehouse over there, larger, that's 200. This is 350. Don't mind the 350. Get that somewhat straight. Got to be mindful of the footpaths too, so I can get people working at these. You can go over underground, though. That's not really that big a deal, so it shouldn't be a super big problem. I think I can feed them all from up this direction. So there's our warehouse. I'll put my the brewery in over here. First time, yeah. So I put the brewery in. I gotta watch that connection. Move this down a little bit. Might even be an interesting little area. I don't know. Or it might just be the bane of my existence. One of the two. Okay. Forklift road crossing. Know I'm going to need one there. That gets me out of that situation. And I want or need another connection to here. Okay, connect those up. Gonna need to get fuel into the factories as well. Or, yeah, into the forklift garage. So this is gonna be a connection there. Straight across. Let's have a look at the roads and see what I need for roads. So this just fits there. There. This can connect here. That can connect in there. I don't like that much. That's better. Okay, so we're all road connected up. Got the road over here. Just need to figure out how to get a forklift garage. Now, how many am I going to need? 4? I think I have an 8. I don't know that 4 is going to be quite enough. It's going to be taking from 3 buildings. It's going to be 3 forklifts and then 1 spare. I think I best go with an 8 at this point, just to be safe. Excuse me, that could work reasonably well. To face this direction. No. Reconnections. Is that gonna let me? It's probably too long, isn't it? Oh, it isn't either. Interesting. Okay, well, that's good. There's no infrastructure in the way. Is that turn too tight? Must be. Okay, try this one more time. If I key that, is that gonna make the connection any easier from down there? It's definitely gonna. Yeah, shouldn't say definitely. And I need, room for the pedestrians, right? Keep messing. This is gonna connect. It will. That should connect now. Okay. It's there. Little convoluted, but it's there. Road in. Gonna need that for fuel deliveries. And now what do we do for workers? I think they'll walk across there, but I'm not 100% sure, honestly. See what I don't have. Got a road here now. I could set up a little bus action here too, instead of relying on this bus stop over here for feeding this, and then we'll get you know, some more workers in that area. It's probably not the worst idea, is it? How big is that bus stop? Yeah, this will be the problem one that I'm going to have to either go over or underground with, because there's no other way. No other way in there unless, let me see, is there a pedestrian passing? Well, that's for rail. Ah, pedestrian crossing. Oh, we could do that. Oh, how janky is that? If I put 2 of them in, allow me down there, and then I can get another one there with the bus stop. I'm going on and on and on. Well, I think I'm going to call it there. Just need to think about this a little bit more. So we'll be back in the next session. Probably be a little bit of a, maybe not quite a jump cut, but going to stop the recording here, and we'll pick it up when I get going. It's just getting a little bit late here. So we'll talk to you guys a little bit later. Okay, Cheeb here. Welcome to part 2. I know what I need to do here now. Yeah, we got to get the little pathways and all that stuff sorted out for this. So I'm going to have to end up sliding a few things around. Got to make a little bit more space. I think I'm going to need this footpath. I think what we're going to end up doing is running a bus line in here. Just talked about it last time. So the footpath, I think this is it here. I just need a little bit more space to this one, and I think moving the warehouse over would make that quite a bit easier. So I'm going to do that, and let me just actually check out a couple of other places that we need the footpath. We need one here. Yeah, there should be plenty of space here to make that happen. So then I can just rework those roads. Let me make sure I know what this one is. Believe it was this one, or was it this one? Yeah, it was this one. Okay. And the only reason I got it paused is it's snowing right now. Don't mind building in the snow, but planting in the snow is a little bit painful. So that's why I've done that. Let me just zoom out a tad. Get these squared up. Tee that too. Oops. That's when you hit the wrong button. Yeah, I think I had the right one here. Yeah, 350 tons. Tee that, and then rotate this around so we can come from this direction. I do want to make a little bit more space, like I said. But I got to get rid of a road first. Actually, don't think I'm going to need that road. Okay. Let's do that one more time. Like that. As square as I can get it. actually. It wasn't I? Yeah, there we are. Wake up. Footpath works. And get rid of this one. Tight. I'm gonna have to try to get that as close as I can to that to see about getting this in there. Yeah, it's just a little tight. Shoot. You know what? If I'm going with this, oops. The forklift stuff. Why wouldn't I just do the crossing like that instead of trying to get them all into the one? So now I gotta figure out how to get the yeah, I don't want to make it too long. Get rid of the footpath crossway. So I've just done the same thing again. That's not going to cooperate. Let's see. Okay, that definitely connects there. Oops. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Exactly what I wanted, though. Don't know why the building's in the way. This must be hard to watch. It's hard to do. See if I pull this down a little bit further. Yeah, then I'm not going to be able to make that both of those connections. Excuse me. Bit of an angle. Thank you. Okay. They won't need a connection to this. They're just going to need the two for the two. Because I was able to get this in directly. So that's a win. I'm thinking. Okay, let's figure a bus stop out now. Take that one out. Might be smarter to come in from 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, I think, really. Keep that distance there. Here. Need a particularly big one. Connect up just fine there. through here. Straight on there. Okay, so can we get the paths everywhere? I need them. Does it have to be built for it to work? Should be able to get it straight through there. Or we can just draw straight through it. Oh, I see. How often I use these. Works. That works. Let's see if this works. Sure enough. Just connect these straight up. Guess they want to have an angle on that, do they? Okay, what have I forgotten? I think all the power is under control. Yeah. I think we're good to go. Just join that in there for now. And get these paths upgraded to gravel. Road. Fuel in. The roads was going. I think if I'm not mistaken, was going to have a cargo loading and unloading station in here as well. I'd have to do a little more rejigging. I think it would be. Let me see how many parking spots we have here. This one, just 2. Again, I'm not 100% sure if that's going to be completely necessary or not. More than 2, I mean. It's a little questionable. Let me see what I can do for road cargo station. Having 4 is never going to be a bad thing, honestly. But our road access is what's going to be the issue. I mean, I think I was originally looking at doing something like this. Or even like that. But that's going to mess with all the pathways. Wonder if I do it like this. This path is going to be going away anyways. So let's give it a shot. If we can make that work, I would prefer having the road cargo because we can definitely run more trucks over it. Okay. We'll have a peak. Yeah, it'll definitely join there. Yeah, without any trouble at all. Okay. Should have probably just made that gravel to begin with, but a couple of short segments to deal with, but I can live with that. Okay, I think that's ready to go. I'm going to assign. This is the construction office, right? Have I got them on there? Yeah, they're already assigned. Is that Adzol and Fjordland? Yeah, that's Fjordland. Okay. All right, let's get building what we can build here. Oops. Get that set up correctly. Oh, got some roads unplanned. Just give me a sec. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. Just had to take a call. I'm back now. Yeah. So I got a road that got committed to. Get that built. Get this going. And that one. We can clean up all the roads once I'm done. They should find just about everything that they need. Once we get going. So, on to the next project. This one, hopefully won't take me quite as long to get planned out. That's the fuel production over here. So, you can see the a little bit of terrain, but the fuel is going to, the refinery is going to fit here quite nicely, actually. And you know, I can certainly run a road around behind. I'm going to want my inputs up on the other side, so maybe teeing this is going to be a smarter idea. I've got 5 outputs on this side. You can run the, excuse me, the fuel lines from, or the oil lines from over there to here, and then the other lines out. So I think what I should probably do is get the rail sorted out first, because I need the station in place, and it's going to have to be down in this area, and then I can, you know, there's lots of places I can get this to work, or even pull the bulldozers out and flatten this area out a bit. So when I put a rail station, it's just a small platform. Gonna need 2 rails. I haven't used the vanilla one much this playthrough. I don't think I've used it at all, to be honest with you. Let me see where. Oh yeah, I got roads here that I should be able to get through. I need to give myself enough space. This over here a little bit. We can jig that afterwards if we really have to. Yeah, we could even run it around and down, straight across, and then not have to fight with 3 sets of wires. Yeah, that works. I think that works a little better, and then I'm not crowding that side. The plan is to basically tee off of right here. So there's, I think when I measured it out, there's 190 meters there. So there's more than enough space to get the rail out, and then still have enough room to well, certainly didn't like me grabbing from there. Trying to, okay, that works. Just trying to get to my happy 50 meter number. It's interesting that that one's 2 meters longer. And then I'm thinking I hug, excuse me, hug this and then come over that way. So if I bring this down about here. Then this up to about there. Hopefully I can make a reasonable connection. That looks not too bad, honestly. It's going to be probably a little bit of a slower traveling area anyways. Now to measure out 150 meters from the back of the station. So I can put my crossover in. I know these are passenger trains, and the ones that I've been using haven't been particularly long, but I like to go with that if I decide that I do want to go with something a little bit larger. So there's, that's 157 on the ground. So don't need to borrow that much free space. Yeah, that'll be fine. Put my markers in. Yeah, I think that'll be good. It's almost a straight piece of track that we get to build this crossover on. Yeah, I guess that's the distance that it's going to need to be. Okay, good. Signal this back up as well. This is the in, if I'm not mistaken. And the out. I should be able to build that without any issue. Okay. Let's see. While I'm thinking about it, clean up the nodes. Check my notes to make sure that that's exactly all I need. Yeah, a couple of storages. Forget about that. That's going to be definitely be a concern. I think I'm going to give myself some flat ground. Just like working with that with the factories. I can get away with it. And I'm not completely messing with everything. I do want to leave a little bit of a ridge before the water there. I don't know why. I do. Let's see from a space perspective if I've given myself enough. Okay. Said I wanted the inputs on the north side. So if I go, well, I'm calling it north because that's the up direction, but that's kind of what I'm thinking. But do I have I don't really have if I go this way, gives me a little, and I don't have power if I go too far. Try to get the road in there. Thinking. Be a little bit of a roundabout way. should be able to get 2 storages there, and then I can run. How big is the internal storage on this? Yeah, pretty fair. I don't know if I want to pump through those or not. Well, we just run with this and see where we land, right? Don't think I'm going to need anything larger than this. Keep in mind the roads so I can get this built. Connect them both up. It should be able to sneak past, and then I can use the 2 on the top. The 2 inputs. And they'll be yeah. Could put the little forwarding station or pumps in there. Kind of putting myself in a bit of a hole here by doing that. I think it might be better to do it this way. Keep them the same orientation. Didn't want to use the tops. I do have the input on the back side, which means I probably want these a little further over, and I don't want to cover my footpath accessibility. Do I go further up screen or not? Give myself a little bit more space. I think I'm gonna have to. Well, that I have a real good option that way. I mean, the inputs could come from that side without too much trouble. Eat one and then the other above ground. That's almost the exact same spot it was in, a little different orientation. Then I got the footpath issue again. Shoot. Let's try rotating this. No, I don't like that at all. It's not the worst. Well, I just have to use more of that upper area. Maybe I do put this step further down here in the storage up at that end. I think that's something worth looking at. Okay, let's see where we can fit this in. The inputs are going to be pumped from something right in this area here. So we should always get the path of road. There's lots of space up there. Yeah, we're going to go with this. Let's see if we can get these to cooperate now. Don't know that they need power. Line them. Line them both this way. Then they'll have access and feed directly over. This one will at least have power, although I think I'm going to need at least one more. Yeah, that's going to work. I know I am slightly blocking. Kind of got to figure a road situation out here. I mean, there's two crossovers there. I don't know if I can get through this, though. Can I? Okay, that. Let me do that. Just nip it back a bit. See if I can get it to cross. Leave a remnant behind. Oh, it will. Okay. Sing. Then this road, I was thinking I could just run that straight down here. Run that straight across. Come down. There. Yeah. It works. Okay. Let's get this. Now the question is, how do I want this to work? Do I want a forwarding pump so that I were pulling everything out of? I think that's probably a wise decision to do that. And we're probably going to have to, excuse me, build these with helicopters. Not going to be much in the way of options there. I don't know that I'm going to be able to get a road, sneak a road through. I doubt it'll come through the middle of those. But I've done that before. Really? Wow. It's interesting. Just have to flip this one around. T it is what mean. Okay. Amazingly enough, that works. Okay. Now, let's work on getting, excuse me, the outputs here. Yeah, there's outputs on that side, but just need to bring this up a couple. I don't know if this is going to cooperate though. No. Should probably put that one in first to set the horizontal. Okay, I have to go up 3 to get that angle. Those as parallel as I can make it. It's a different way. Saw you flash green. There we go. Okay. I'm not sure if this is... too long. Okay. Where do we get the too long message? Because we're going to need a pump. For that, at least for the one. Do a quick test and see if this is too long. Yeah, it's too long. So I can bring them both down to this level. Probably going to need to get that as close as I can to there. Yikes. Well, do a quick test. It's too long. Shoot. Fairways. Wonder if I can just take it back. Little farting around. Yeah, it can only come that very short distance. I have to find a different place to put the... It's going to be tight. May have to put one of them here and then go back and join up again, and then the second one down here. Because I'm pretty sure I can do the second one here. Like this. Something like that. Connect here. Yeah, that's definitely not too long. Road might be a bit of an issue. Okay, I'm going to try to deal with some of the road weirdness. At times, you can do it the opposite way. Can't put the road in first. But I can... Yeah, and it's not going to cooperate there at all, is it? It's just too close. I can run it through a different direction. Right. I may be able to run it through a different direction. Thinking, actually, yeah, I was thinking and I didn't hurt myself. I run it underground. Here. Let me see and get my grid out so I'm running it reasonably straight, and then I'll have to redo some of that stuff. I'm gonna bring them both out to the same point, so I'm connecting them both in the same way. I'm gonna need access, so I definitely have to go either underground from here. Maybe that's the way to do it. Just run it underground right from there. Okay. works. Now, yeah, I'm quite sure that even if I do get this, excuse me, here, I don't think I'm going to be able to connect it to the second pipe. It's gonna, yeah, it's too long. Let's see, which one can I get this into? Only the last one. Tried to save a little space there, but wasn't having it. What angle can I get this out on? From the first one. Because I thought I had it out. Okay. It's probably not going to look the best from a connection perspective. No, it's not. But will it give me the distance? Yeah, it's still too long. So just saving that little extra space wasn't enough. Not the end of the world. These things can be annoying to try to delete sometimes. Okay, if I run it here, that should give me the angle I'm looking for. And run it underground from there. It's gonna connect. Probably. Yeah, there we are. A little bit further. Nope. There you go. From one direction to the other. Okay, so I think I can put this back. To where I had it before in a reasonable, straighter manner. And then go back underground from here. Oh, I've lost it. There it is. Okay, cool. Let's get some roads. Join back up. This one in there. Good. There. Okay. So I got the supply now and it's being pumped. So that's cool. And yeah, I don't think I need a road on this side at all for that. Now I've got to hook one pump up to here and the other pump up to that storage. Try to do this above ground if I can. If I can. It's a lot of wires. Yeah, and we don't want that. I snap this. I think it's gonna. And of course, I'd be wrong if I thought I wasn't going to cooperate. Oh, did I just grab? Yeah, I grabbed the output. I want an input. Be this one. Okay, it's not hating this at all. Except when it doesn't want to try to snap into where I want it to go to. I think I'll run with this one. Long. Same scenario. Okay, well, it's a good stretch right here. I should be able to, get, actually, what I should do is just break this in the middle right here. And then I can run from this side. Across. To there. And then I know that that pipe's not too long. And I gotta be mindful of the road, so I should probably build that while I'm thinking about it. Probably exactly the way it was. Is that going to? Yeah, we can fix that. It's interesting. Oh yeah, pipes. Kind of half expecting it to say it's too long, but it's not giving me the message, so you run with it. This is definitely going to say problems. Take this one back. Got the angle that I want to get it at. It's to here. Snapping off. Which way is my road on this side? Be doing some overlapping, I think. Should build this one. And I wanted the road on the other side on that one. Somewhere here. See that. Line them up? Sure. Infrastructure. Yeah, it's the wires. Damn it. Because I do like those. Sometimes, well, if we're running multiple pipes, those pumps are not too cooperative. So I'm going to be doing this one first. See that? Rotate it. Yep. So, yeah, that will be fine. Okay. Take these pipes back a bit. Okay. So done. Need to get a road under that though. Don't forget about your road connection. Close. Maybe I should put the road down first because this has got a loop around. Oh yeah. So that works, that works, that works. Okay. No complaints about it being too long. And I can this one straight over. Like I meant it to be. Do I run this like that? Just checking my notes again. Refinery, passenger train station, 2 storages. Okay, I think we've got that. With the refinery, passenger train station, 2 storages. Got fuel and bitumen storage. It's going to be fuel or bitumen. Not sure which is going to end up being which, and it doesn't really matter, to be honest. One will be one and one will be the other. And then I have a oil feed over. And the only thing I'm not 100% sure on is, does everything have... Gotta quickly check. Both of those do. Both of these do. Yeah, this one does, that one doesn't. So yeah, I'm definitely going to need, excuse me, one more substation. Better plan it while I'm thinking about it. We'll cover all of that. So I'm going to grab another slot off of the one at the top there. So I want this kind of pointing this direction. Good. And this. I don't like that much. Do a little bit better. It's much clear, area beside as I can. Okay. So yeah, we've got that all covered. This is all covered. Got road, access. Yeah, I think that's it. You can run the pipes mostly above ground. That's I've been getting in the habit of running them underground just because it's so much easier to route everything. Maybe I'm getting myself ready for the water. We're diving into water, but we'll see what when that happens. So, yeah. Kind of liking the way that looks. And I think I'll run into or start a little time lapse now. So just while we're doing the building on all this stuff, I think I've got it all planned out. And I don't, Uliov or Kalinka or Christoph will let me know from their next meeting. Anyways, I'll see you on the other side. Well, I'm back after the world record time lapse. Not sure exactly how long that was, but it was quite a while. I didn't really see much point in trying to ramble on and drag things out. I was just build, check on things, reassign things, make sure things were done the way I wanted them to versus the way sometimes you click. Making progress here. This is actually going a little bit slower than I thought it would, but we're just the last 3 buildings, the warehouse, the brewery, and the distillery. We've got 10 tons in here, but it'll start overflowing shortly into here, into the warehouse. Shouldn't be too much longer. Got a few more materials to deliver for the warehouse. Similar story for the brewery, and a few more things to deal with there. So I'm just going to let this run until the rail's all finished up, and then hopefully this is done as well. So kind of recap what's been dealt with. We've got the oil tanker loading up, finally put to use instead of just being parked waiting for screw-ups to be rectified. So that's nice. And yeah, these pump jacks are back pumping again. Plan will be to the next one will go to the Soviet border, and then I can probably scale back a little bit on the train exports, hopefully free up a little bit of train track. That would be nice. Excuse me. And I've got both the ground-based and helicopter guys working on the oil refinery. It's going to take a little bit longer. It's always a big, expensive task, but a little bit of time. Hopefully by the end of this year, it'll be dealt with. Maybe even before the end of fall. We'll see what happens there. Helicopters will be going back and forth, and then, as you saw, I've got the 2 tanks feeding the 2 rail set up so that we can tie in our distribution for all the centers. And you saw me flip these between fuel and bitumen and back, because I need I'm bitumen's not something that you use nearly as much as fuel, so I'm going to make it possible to probably build another storage down here and then have that feed into here so we can do bitumen. I'll have to split, and I'm not sure how that's going to work, but I'm going to give it a try. We'll see what happens. It'd be nice to get a little bit better return on our trips with the bitumen. I mean, we're going to continuously send oil out. There's no doubt there. But if we have, a ship going to the Soviet border with bitumen, that's a little higher value cargo. I think there's actually one that's a little bit smaller than that, probably more right-sized for the amount of bitumen that we're going to be able to siphon off that. So that's the plan. And yeah, so where I'd like it to go, we got the rail coming down here. Once we get the other stuff, most of the materials done over there, then I'll continue on the road in so that we can start on that, and probably get the helicopters assisting in building the rest of this stuff as well. So turning around, it's kind of interesting. Couldn't have finished one already, I don't think. But it does look like he's on his way back. And then we're going to have a collision. So don't like doing this. Home you go. It was my bad for not building a crossover down here. Thought about it partway through after seeing it happen a couple of times, but just didn't bite the bullet on it. Probably should have done that after, excuse me, after the we got this to this point electrified, because then it would have been fairly simple and we could have run them all in on out on one, and this probably would have gone a little bit quicker. Maybe not that much quicker, but somewhat. When they run in that one direction and don't get in each other's way, there's things tend to go smoother. So lots of action down here. Maybe it will be sooner. That would be nice. Excuse me again. A fair amount of steel to deliver. Not that we have any shortage of steel, but it is a lot. Helicopters and road crew road construction should be good enough to get that dealt with, so that's good. Still, I'm gonna have to spend a little bit of time on this. These are real, full all the time. Well, actually, the first time I've looked at plastics has actually been low, so I guess we are doing some exporting. Not a definitely not a min-max scenario by any stretch, but I've never been that kind of player where I had to have everything calculated out to the nth degree. So take that for what it is. It's like, I like to make things work reasonably well. I don't have, I don't like wasting, but I certainly don't have to know that I've left every little, ounce of material, put it to good use. Always going to be, at least in my playthroughs, a little bit of a wastage, and right, wrong, or indifferent, that's just the way I enjoy to play. Shouldn't be too much longer before we get the rest of this all finished up. It'll start electrifying and then finish this whole stretch. And then I believe the only one we have left is this one. Don't think, yeah, that one's been done already, so there's just the small piece there, and then this last one here, and then obviously the the two longer stretches and the bridges. Not overly concerned about the bridges, having them finished off in this this session, but wanted to get the main rail done so that we can get a crossover here and get going out there, and getting somewhat closer to the close-ish to the limits of the that rail construction office too. So normally if they can search and find, they'll just off they'll go, and as long as things are signaled reasonably well, they'll just work it out. This one, no, down into the thousands now instead of the tens of thousands of hours. We doing for delivery? Wow, they are making short work of this. This could end up being done quicker than I thought it would be, maybe even before summer. Cool. Pretty productive day working. I've been this is pretty typical of the way I play too. I don't know if you're interested or not, but that's the way I do it. I tend to start on the projects, and when they start getting near completion, I'll have a look and see. So I don't know that tomorrow I'll have an opportunity to write up the next episode, but it'll definitely be done on Sunday, probably released on Monday. So that's the plan. We'll see how that goes. Almost finished there. Got one more here. See, no, he's on his way out. I'm not sure which track this guy's going to. Yeah, see, he wouldn't have had to wait there. He could have waited way down at the other end instead of Or he may be going to this piece of rail as well, so. Come on, finish her off. I know you can do it. This is right where they usually turn around with, he's not going to this time because I was whining about it. He's even going to continue on. Nice. Good, yeah. So we should, yeah, we'll definitely be a couple more minutes here. We're all finished with that piece. This small one left here. And then this one in the bridge, so should be just fine. Now I'm curious to see, like one more turn, just one more turn, get this this dealt with. That's a lot of hours, though. Don't think I'll be sitting through through that the rest of the night. We'll go back to the original plan. We'll let the rail stuff finish and then call it an episode and finish this off quickly in the next one. So. Episode 11, I can't believe it's, we're up to, well, this is the 10th one, but to start planning out the 11th episode. Gonna be, probably be a bunch more building, but I know we'd talked before about turning this into another construction area to kind of take and exploit the materials here. The bauxite is right down on this tip, so that's what Kailinka and Christoph and Uliov were talking about, being able to see, you know, the bauxite mine in production over here. So I'm not sure what I can do, or if I even want to try doing any terraforming there. It's you know, you could certainly take this side down, but I think, why don't I just check that right now? The bauxite. Metallurgy, yes. Yeah, it's all right in this area here. So, I mean, you could drop that shelf down if you really wanted to, put a couple of bauxite mines there, big storage, run some rail down to it, try to work back through. I don't know if tunnels would be that smart an idea through this. And again, terraforming that is just going to be painful. You try to work your way around, which might be interesting. I mean, there's definitely some slopes there. I don't know how interesting it would be. We'll make that call when it comes time to making that call, I suppose. I think I can show you where the other bauxite mine is as well. Zoom in so we're not looking through the clouds. Just up, or right here. So it's not too far away. And yeah, seems to me it's right here. Yeah, there's a bunch there, so it's really not that far away. It's in a little bit of an inaccessible place. Clouds again. I shouldn't say inaccessible, just a little bit tougher. Something you have to manage, and there'd definitely be some some terraforming going on there to make, you know, get access, because you're gonna need to run trains up that way. So got to do a little bit of work on our clothes as well, because really not taking advantage of everything I can there. Probably need to start exporting, and I'm not overly happy with the way the train distribution offices are working. It may be that I've just overloaded them, and that's you know, that's fair. You know, the supply's got 17 tasks, and there's only 10 for this one. I'm gonna have to look at what I can do about that, just to keep it producing and exporting some. Definitely being able to supply more than enough for the city, or the cities. Yeah, going along nicely here. These little ones, I just never have enough engineers for them. This is 7,000. So yeah, we should get another one running, another ship running oil to the Soviet border in the next episode, I would think. And we should be able to stop importing fuel next episode as well. This should be finished up, so that will be very nice. I might just signal this up while I'm here. In. Just eyeballing those. Need to leave that one two-directional. Can only ever have one train in that at a time. And what's going to be rather unfortunate is the fact that, and I don't know if I should build a queuing. Yeah, I can deal with that if it gets there. I don't think there'll ever be more than one train in there. Famous last words, right? Leave that doubled up. I don't know if I'm overly concerned about the fact that I don't think I want anyone queuing in here, though. They should never really. I prefer seeing those colors, but I don't want anyone sitting there either. Yeah, I can't see that happening, honestly. I think that's the the passenger station there. Switch us over to the two-way. Make sure I haven't messed anything up. Leave this. That's our last one, our last piece to be dealt with. As soon as he's done that, we'll call it an episode. A lot of pipes in this area. The most I've ever crammed into one. Well, it's not really crammed, but lots of stuff laying, running around, feeding up into this area. And then there's, can't remember how many there are. 7, I think. 7 pump jacks feeding this one. So I'm guessing is going to be filled again by the time he gets back. I would hope he is, because I'm going to be adding another ship on there. I don't really want to run it dry, but there's other options as well for getting more oil in here if we need it. I mean, these things are so full, and they fill up very quickly. Even when a train comes and takes a full load away, it doesn't take them very long to load it back up. So I don't remember exactly how many there were. It seems to me there was something along the order of 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 10, 20. Sorry, because there's 2 fields of 10. And then the other 7. So 20 pump jacks feeding these two. Oh yeah, I was started to talk about and didn't with the pipes here. What I was hoping could get this out, you know, from underground, and maybe if I removed that road I might be able to, but then I don't know excuse me, don't know if I'd be able to get the road back in, so that probably not an option. So that's why I switched this to this one, I think, to bitumen, because oops, I saw that I can get this out, and that's what I'll end up, you know, fishing something down around this in this area here to tie into this. I'll put a 3 into 1 and then go from there. So more plans, more ideas. I don't know when that's going to happen. I'd like to move on and start planning out this construction area, make a decision on where I want to go with the bitumen. So we'll see what happens. Sorry, not the bitumen, the bauxite. Did he finish that one? He did. Right. Yeah, it's on his way back. And he did the bridge too. Very nice. See how much faster things go doing the concrete rail first and then electrifying afterwards. They can, especially these guys. Kaya turned me on to these. I didn't know they existed until I got one of the save games or the round robin, and I saw these things and I went, my goodness, where did you get these from? And yeah, they carry so much material, it's crazy. They get so much done in a trip. Very nice. Makes things go a little bit faster. So again, this has been probably a fairly long episode. If you made it this far, thank you very much. I appreciate you taking the time to watch a lot of time lapse and me blathering on. Anyways, we'll catch you in the next one. Thanks.